Kingdom people, they feel like you are an attack to them. They feel like your very presence is attacking them. And kingdom people, what's happening is these people, they feel such conviction by your presence because you live your life a certain way, you carry yourself a certain way. You're not a part of all the chaos, all the gossip, all the cliques, all the he say, she say, and you have a way about yourself that's very unique, and you're comfortable with that. And it's because, kingdom people, you know who you are. You know who God created you to be. You've come into that knowing. And even if you're still coming into it, there's a characteristic about you that says that you are okay with who you are. Sometimes, kingdom people, even when you be working on figuring things out, you be going through your own challenges, you be having your own stuff going on, people be thinking you have it all together, and you don't even think that. And it doesn't mean you don't work to keep your things together, you don't work to do your best. Of course you do, but you have your stuff too that you have to work through, but you don't wear it, you don't show it. And it's because, kingdom people, you know God got you. And even when you having challenges right in the midst of that, God has you. You sure that you're going to get to the other side. You know God got you. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And many of the times when you've been through certain things and you've overcome them and you saw God show up in your life, you know how he works, it causes you to have confidence in him. So you can move through life even when challenges come up, even when, you get curveballs and, problems arrive. You have confidence that God is going to work it out, that you're going to get through it, because you always do. And it doesn't mean sometimes you don't have a little bit of stress or a lot of bit of stress, but excuse me, when it's all said and done, you come back to moi, because God is so good, he'll encourage you. God is so good, he'll remind you, like, hey, or God is so good, he even speaks scriptures to you. And when you're in the midst of going through whatever you're going through, just so you can remember, so he can remind you of his truth, of his promise, of what it is, so you won't lose sight of that while you're in the midst of going through. And so what's happening, kingdom people, is there are people that see you as, I want to say perfect. They often say you think you perfect. They often say you think you better. But it's not even that, kingdom people. They be thinking that about you. And you don't even think that about yourself. Yeah, you sure you are. You're confident. You're confident in God. You handle your business. You do what you need to do. But, you're not, you have things to still work through. But you're okay with it because God is with you. You know who you have to help you work through it. And so the thing with these individuals is when you're not walking with God, not only when you're not walking with God, when you full of the devil, very insecure, just lost and confused, what happens, kingdom people, when they come across you? They feel like you an attack. You're attacking them. Your very presence feels like an attack to them. And it's only the presence of God that's in you. And it's not even so much that you or the presence of God in you, or God even, is attacking them. It's conviction. And I've said this before not long ago here, how they feel condemned. And the truth is, kingdom people, the wicked are condemned. They are. However, God will first convict because he's trying to correct. And so, some of these people, if I be quite honest, this has been something that's been coming up a lot, how some of these people, there is no correcting because they're been, well, I can't say overall there is none, but some of these people have been turned over to the enemy. They're reprobates. And so their behavior, their thinking, everything is just completely psychotic because God is not there. And these are the ones that God has convicted, and many a times through you. Not that you were doing it, but again, remember, they feel like your presence is an attack on them. And it's not so much an attack. They feel like that, but God uses you to convict them. Here's the thing. When you're around, you represent the truth. And it's a saying that say the truth hurts. While that can be true, it doesn't have to be. Because if scripture even say that the wise are lovers of truth, but fools hate truth. Fools hate correction. The wise love correction. And so the truth hurts only because you don't like it. Not that all truth is comfortable, but when you're a person of God, you will accept the truth because you're one who want to be corrected. You want to grow. You want to do what is right. You want to know what's best. You want to know and see your error so you can make the proper corrections. And God helps you through all of that. And so, on the other hand, these people, they just don't quite operate in that fashion. And so it leaves them in a state of feeling attacked. Feeling like, because truth is there, correction is there. And again, it's not that you're trying to correct them, but they feel corrected. They feel attacked because what you represent to them is where they need to make improvements, where they are off at. And this is something that's been on my spirit all morning, where they're under a strong delusion. These people are under a strong delusion, and you pretty much, I'ma say, you know where you're going and you know what you're doing. And they feel like you know what you're doing. Again, you may have things going on. That's life. Life gonna be lifing. But the way you handle lifing is as if everything is all good. In fact, these people think you just got it made. You got it perfect. As if you was, how they say it, a silver spoon was handed to you or something like that. They feel like that. And a part of why they feel like that is because first of all, the way you show up. Again, you do have life's with you too. But the way you handle life, it don't look like life is taking you over. It don't look like you all stressed out and beat down. And that don't mean, again, you don't have your moments where you just need to process things and just be to yourself and take a breather, take a break, tone it down a little bit. But you know how to, or you're learning how to balance that, pace yourself. And so that's what all they see. They see the results of that. And what you reflect back to them and how they don't have that. How they just, sometimes people just all over the place because they don't know no better. They don't know no different. They don't have no structure. They don't have balance. They don't know peace. All they know is chaos. So when that's what they bring and that's what they coming with, and even try to bring it to you and battle with you and fight you and do all these things, and they get nothing from you, again, they feel like that's an attack on them. They start to feel in their minds like, man, you perfect. And it upsets them. And you're not perfect. But remember, God is perfecting you. So yeah, you show up to them as perfect because of where they lack, where they need to make improvements. And that's no shade to nobody, because we all need to make improvements. The issue with them is that they don't want to. They want to stay the way they are, but reap the harvest of making the improvements without doing so. And so, kingdom people, I just find that, even there was a situation not long ago, and this is something that happens, it's very common, where you can be speaking on something, you can be doing something, and I'm going to stick with speaking on something, and you might say something, and you just speaking in general, and if some people will take it as an attack on them personally, and the reason why they do that is because whatever you're saying applies to them, but you might not even be thinking about them. Furthermore, sometimes you're not even talking to them. They happen to hear you and pass, or they could be ear hustling, and so they take it personal because it applies to them, and so again, they feel like you an attack to them. They feel like you just represent so much truth. They feel like you represent your very presence is convicting to them. Your very presence speaks to them. And remember, these people tend to be riddled with demons. So those demons are tormenting them where you're concerned. And I just literally heard this, the enemy will talk to you if you listen to him. Even if you don't listen to him, he'll try you. And I say that because the enemy don't be talking to me like that, because I don't listen to him. I know his voice, and I don't listen to him. I know my Father's voice. I listen to him. I don't listen to a stranger. I know the devil when I hear him, so he don't really try me much in that way. However, people who don't know God in that way, who are not listening to his voice and following him, the devil will come and say things to him and torment him. And what I had heard is, God whispers to them, or maybe not even whisper, it might be yelling to them, they're better than you, or they think they better than you, or you're nobody, you're a loser, stuff like that. And that's the enemy tormenting them. And so again, they feel like you are an attack to them, your very presence, even when the enemy is attacking them by tormenting them through things that he's saying to them concerning you. I just heard, you're a loser, you don't have what it takes, and all the while putting you in their face, in their view, attacking them with you. However, the enemy may be attacking them with you. The enemy may be tormenting them with you, but it's not you. Even where God uses you to show them the way, it's not an attack, but they take it as one. They take it as one because, of course, they're not in a state of being holding themselves accountable or accepting correction. Only time you take correction, not that you're correcting them, but God does use you to correct them, or just to show them, because some of them are past being corrected. Either way, they feel like your presence, they feel like you are an attack on them.